Lola Dada Ali, a dedicated mother, wife, and advocate, introduces her family, including her 2 children Alero and Fella, who are both on the autism spectrum. Alero is minimally speaking but has a maximum opinionated personality, while Fella is highly verbal and classified as gifted and talented at school. Lola recounts the life-changing moment of receiving their diagnoses, a time initially filled with fear and deep concern. She shares a powerful conversation with her aunt, who encouraged her to embrace their new reality by asking, "I know you've been through a lot, but I think it's time to act like you went to the store and you bought it." This perspective shift helped Lola stop seeing autism as something that happened to her and start approaching it as a life she chose and would shape positively. Lola's advocacy is also fueled by her experiences with her brother Kunal, who is also on the spectrum. She reflects on the lack of resources for him in the 80s and 90s and is determined to create as many neuro-inclusive experiences as possible for her own children, especially Alero, who will require lifetime care. The narrative shifts to Virginia Spielman, a British-trained occupational therapist at the Star Institute, who explains sensory integration and processing. She emphasizes that everyone has sensory sensitivities, but some people have differences in how their brains and bodies process information, which affects their needs and how they experience the world. Spielman advocates for a narrative that recognizes the strengths and pride of neurodevelopmental differences while also acknowledging the disabilities, though she notes this is a work in progress. Filmmaker Spike Lee shares his personal story of growing up in the mid-60s with undiagnosed dyslexia. He didn't have the words for his struggles until his son was diagnosed. Lee now understands himself better and considers his difference a superpower. The story then introduces Burnett, a gender non-binary, autistic and neurodivergent person. Burnett describes their childhood as really hard due to the constant struggle to conform to the artificial construct of a normal child. Burnett's twin sibling Bernard also shares similar struggles with sensory challenges, and they often navigate the world together for safety and to conserve energy. Burnett explains the various sensory systems beyond the classical 5, including motion, proprioception, force and muscle movement, and interoception, internal body senses. They describe how an overwhelming amount of sensory input can lead to a state of dysregulation. Burnett highlights that unpredictable sensory input like varying voices, clattering dishes, and movement in public spaces can be overwhelming. They find relief using special earbuds called loops that filter sound, making voices clearer and the environment easier to handle. Dr. Jacob Dent, a general dentist and father of an autistic son Ethan, recounts his personal journey from a place of ignorance and denial to becoming a champion for neuro-inclusive healthcare. Initially, he didn't want his son to be labeled as autistic and was saddened by what he perceived as a life of nevers. Ethan would never play sports, drive a car, or get married. He now recognizes that he was his son's biggest limiting factor and that Ethan's capabilities are far greater than he ever imagined. Dr. Dent realized that traditional medical offices with their bright lights and loud noises are not sensory-friendly. This led him to convert half of his dental practice into a sensory-friendly space, advocating for everyone's right to quality care, including essential dental health, which is crucial for overall well-being and life expectancy. The Star Institute's vision for sensory health for the state, the nation, and the world is introduced with a focus on universal design, creating spaces that accommodate sensory differences, benefiting everyone with greater success and less stress. Lola Dada Ali's Not Your Mama's Autism podcast is highlighted as a way to share her family's journey and help others feel less alone. Guests on the podcast like Dr. Taylor discuss the need for better female healthcare and other specialized medical services for autistic individuals, advocating for a universal design mindset that benefits all. The discussion touches on the importance of understanding both sensory seeking and sensory aversion behaviors in autistic people. Jonathan Martinez, head of federal affairs at Halion, discusses the company's commitment to using its platform to promote better outcomes for the neuro-sensitive community. He stresses the need for systemic change, making neuro-inclusivity a standard requirement in places like classrooms and medical practices. Burnett returns to share the trauma they've experienced in previous jobs where they were often fired for being hostile simply for quietly doing their work. They explain how these negative experiences have made them fearful, but they have since found a job in quality assurance that has a sensory aspect they enjoy. Burnett reflects on the importance of self-advocacy and the surprise and joy they feel when others tell them they've been inspired by their journey. They believe their presence in the workplace helps change minds about what people on the spectrum are capable of. The film concludes with Spike Lee's take on the importance of creating a focused and respectful environment on a film set, and Dr. Dent reiterates the importance of his sensory-friendly dental practice and his passion for providing access to quality healthcare for a community he now deeply understands. Dr. Jacob Dent, a general dentist and father of an autistic son, explains his approach to patient care, which he's transformed since his son's diagnosis. He now sees dentistry as more than just fillings and restorations, recognizing the need to understand and accept patients' sensory sensitivities. During a new patient consultation, he discusses a sensitivity form that would allow patients to check boxes about their preferences and hypersensitivities, from the grittiness of dental pumice to a dislike of seeing needles. This proactive approach aims to alleviate the anxiety that keeps many people, especially those with sensory challenges, from seeking dental care. Dr. Dent's newfound purpose in dentistry is to create a more inclusive, sensory-friendly environment for all. The film then follows Lola and Tassan Dada Ali as they prepare their daughter Alero for her annual dental visit. Due to Alero's significant sensory challenges, her routine cleaning is converted into an oral surgery where she is sedated in a hospital setting. The procedure allows her dentists and doctors to perform a full dental exam, extract debris from her chew toys, and conduct a blood workup that provides crucial health information for her entire medical team. Lola expresses immense gratitude for the peace of mind this comprehensive, tailored care provides. She advocates for a holistic view of healthcare that prioritizes individual needs from cradle to grave. Dr. Dent's family life is depicted showcasing their ritualistic daily routines designed to provide comfort and stability for their son Ethan. The family is selective about where and when they go out to avoid sensory overload. They enjoy a local arcade during special sensory-friendly hours when the loud noises and fluorescent lights are toned down, which allows Ethan to socialize and engage without becoming overwhelmed. Dr. Dent notes that his role as a parent is not to isolate Ethan but to help him desensitize to different environments by controlling the sensory input. The documentary shifts to Burnett, who is celebrating their birthday with their twin sibling Bernard. The conversation turns to the fear and anxiety surrounding a dental visit. Burnett has avoided the dentist for years, struggling with the emotional and logistical burden or executive functioning of making an appointment. They fear a dentist will hold stereotypes about autistic people and treat them with fear or dismissiveness. Bernard offers to help, proposing a deadline and offering to handle the phone call, which would significantly reduce Burnett's anxiety. Despite the support, Burnett is still cynical about the dental experience, feeling that they will not be taken seriously and will be met with ignorance. Dr. Dent is then shown giving a presentation to a group of dental professionals, sharing his personal and professional journey. He outlines the 3 main reasons he believes dentists struggle to treat special needs patients: time, ignorance, and money. Tim. He aims to combat this by sharing his successful model for a sensory-friendly practice, providing a blueprint for other professionals. He emphasizes that he has never met a provider who refuses to treat someone based on disability, but rather a lack of knowledge and training. Dr. Dent hopes his advocacy will inspire at least one person to adopt his model, ensuring that when he is no longer practicing, someone will be prepared to care for his son Ethan. Jonathan Martinez from Halion adds to this, stressing the need for the healthcare system to become more inclusive and for both providers and patients to meet each other where they are. Burnett finally musters the courage to go to the dentist. Accompanied by their sibling, they enter the office, immediately feeling overwhelmed by anxiety. However, the presence of their sibling and the natural lighting in the waiting room help to calm them. The staff is accommodating, offering sunglasses and allowing Burnett to wear their Loops earbuds to manage sound. The experience is surprisingly calming, and Burnett reflects on the importance of creating inclusive spaces rather than trying to normalize people. They recognize that going into these spaces is a form of advocacy, helping people learn and become better allies. The final scenes of the film show Alero at a public pool, one of her happy places. However, her joy is initially in conflict with the sensory overload of a crowded, noisy environment. Tisan, her father, calmly and patiently helps her acclimate, first by showing her it's safe, then with verbal encouragement, and finally by walking her to the shallow steps where she can enter the water a little at a time. The process takes several minutes, but once in the water, Alero is transformed, exhibiting genuine joy and laughter. Tisan reflects on this moment, seeing both sensory overload and profound happiness in the span of one afternoon. Lola concludes the film by reflecting on her journey, having embraced the life she has with all its challenges and triumphs. She hopes viewers will see her family's humanity not as a problem to be fixed, and that their story will inspire others through the power of knowledge and acceptance. Dr. Jacob Dent's journey from a traditional dentist to a passionate advocate for neuro-inclusive healthcare is the central focus as he shares his personal story with a new patient. The patient, who has avoided dental care for several years due to anxiety, appreciates Dr. Dent's proactive approach. Dr. Dent explains his innovative sensitivity form, which allows patients to articulate their specific triggers, from the visual discomfort of seeing a needle to the gritty texture of pumice. By addressing these concerns upfront, he aims to create a more comfortable and welcoming environment, thus combating the anxiety that often prevents people from seeking necessary dental care. This patient-centric model is a stark contrast to his past, where he admits to having no training in special needs and only understanding from what he saw in movies. The film then contrasts Dr. Dent's in-office methods with Lola and Tisan Dada Ali's experience with their daughter Alero. Because of Alero's profound sensory sensitivities, her annual dental exam is conducted under sedation in a hospital. This pilgrimage, as Lola calls it, is not just a dental visit but a holistic health check. While Alero is sedated, her medical team conducts a full blood workup, providing critical information for her other doctors and specialists. This careful coordination ensures that Alero, who struggles with home care, receives the comprehensive attention she needs. For Lola, this level of specialized care is a form of wealth, providing her family with invaluable peace of mind. Both Dr. Dent and Lola's stories highlight the need for healthcare professionals to adapt their methods to meet diverse patient needs, emphasizing a holistic, personalized approach over a one-size-fits-all model. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.